YouTube, Zam, it's your boy Zell back with another banger. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what Errol Spence would lose to Sebastian Fundora. Um, I know they're not gonna like that, and I'm gonna talk about why he should have had this fight 5 years ago. Let's get it. First of all, I believe that Errol Spence will lose to Sebastian Fundora. Um, Partly because of the long layoff and the damage that he took from Crawford, and the fact that his body is so broken that I don't even think he can be physically good enough to compete. If he was in his prime against Fundora, I would take Errol all day. But this is not prime Errol. This is not a healthy Errol. This is an older, washed up Errol. But in my last video, I saw the comment section. Everybody was mad. You hear me? They was telling me I'm tripping. I don't know what I'm talking about. So y'all really motivated me to make another video just from all that hatred. Y'all motivated me to make another video. So good job. But like I'm saying, I'm gonna break it down in a scientific way so y'all understand where I'm coming from. First of all, Errol Spence nor Fundora have good head movement, right? But when somebody doesn't have head movement and they're so much bigger than you, it gets exaggerated how much head movement they have. They can move their head just the slightest bit. Since they so tall, it makes the world of a difference. But since neither Errol nor Fundora have head movement, it gives Fundora the advantage since he's so much taller than Errol and he could punch down at Errol, whereas Errol got to punch up, which is putting him at a disadvantage. Unless they fight on the inside all fight long, which would be stupid for Fundora to do. But like I'm saying, Errol is slow and old now, bro. Errol never been known for having slick head movement, slick defense. He was always a pressure fighter. He was pretty much an American Mexican fighter the way he fought. He would seek and destroy, get close to you and throw a bunch of punches, throw a bunch of high volume looping punches. It was never the most powerful punches, but he would throw so many so it would break you down. You know, those are dangerous punches. When a guy can't knock you out and he just keeps hitting you hard over and over and over again, that's very dangerous. That's probably more dangerous than knocking somebody unconscious in boxing, you know? Because knocking somebody unconscious on the street, you can kill somebody like that, especially their head bounce off that concrete. But in a boxing ring, beating somebody, battering somebody with them thick ass gloves on for 12 rounds, that can cause serious brain damage and somebody could die. Matias caught a body like that. Beat a dude senseless in his corner, didn't want to throw the towel, and the dude passed away later in that hospital. So Errol Spence's style is very dangerous in the ring because you can lose your life if you have bad defense. But if you can neutralize him like Terrence Crawford did and interrupt his jab, because his jab is how he initiates his offense. He don't have a real good straight two. He don't have a real good straight real punch. He don't know how to throw that cross. He throws looping threes, overhands, and hooks and shit from the front foot, and it's weird. And he is very bladed. You know, he throwing looping punches from a bladed stance. That's like one of the biggest no-nos in boxing. You know, and then he loses his balance. If you never notice, when Errol Spence punches, his foot comes off the ground. He don't transition his weight from one foot to another, because if he did, he would knock people out. But instead, he lifts his leg off the ground and he loses a bunch of his power, because most of your power comes from your weight times speed times all that shit. Weight times speed times how you get your power from the ground up. Errol Spence's his kinetic chain is lacking. And if he can't knock out Fundora got hurt. Fundora gonna fight for 12 straight rounds. And the only way I see him winning is if one, they throw the towel in for Fundora, or two, they give him a good decision. But like I'm saying, Errol Spence is slow and old. He's not the old Errol Spence where he can get on your line and throw 1,000 punches like he used to be able to. He don't have a lot of head movement. Fundora loves to fight on the inside. People don't even think about that. Fundora loves to fight on the inside. He get excited when he fighting on the inside and when he see blood. A lot of Tim Tszyu fights end in blood, so it get very brutal. So Errol Spence can't just bully this dude because he like the rough shit. And the dude have a 7-foot wingspan. How is Errol Spence gonna get past that? Errol Spence don't have good head movement to where he could just keep slipping the jab over and over and over again, like on some Mike Tyson shit, pendulum on your line while slipping to close the distance. He's gonna have to fight that jab, and by the time he gets on the line, Fundora could just clinch him or stall a fight and spoil it and make Errol Spence's life hell on earth. And outside of the 7-foot wingspan, Errol Spence, if he wants to win by stoppage, I see him doing like pulling a Usyk, you know, because Fundora got that big long arm, but he got a decent guard. But if you could throw big looping punches on Fundora's line, he don't have good head movement. He might not even see it. He might not even see the punch. If you can catch him with punches he don't see, big looping punches, you can hurt him. You know, he's been knocked out before. And if Fundora consistently lets Errol Spence on the inside and just beat his ribs, bat his ribs up, I can also see Errol Spence winning them. But the odds are not in Errol Spence's favor in this fight. And we gotta admit that the odds are not in Errol Spence's favor. He the older, injured, washed up fighter versus the young fighter in his prime, who just came off his biggest win of his career. So we gotta be honest, but I'm gonna be completely honest. If Errol Spence had this fight 5 years ago, I see him winning with low difficulty. Um, and what I mean 5 years ago, Errol avoided Bud for 5 years. They should have fought 5 years ago. Errol should have fought Bud twice by now, twice or three times, a trilogy. Because young boxers don't understand. If you fight your biggest adversary early in your career, whoever wins is gonna be a superstar. But that rematch is gonna everybody gonna want to see it. That's why Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia rematch is about to happen. That's why people want to see Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia got the biggest nuts. No, well, him and Devin got the biggest nuts because they want Devin to rematch Loma and they want Devin to rematch Ryan. Tank only got well, Tank. I want to see him rematch Pitbull, but the media not gonna talk about that. They want him to rematch Ryan. He's gonna destroy Ryan again. Pitbull was his toughest competition because Pitbull got real defense and he got power. Tank did not want to stay on the line with Pitbull. Um, but yeah, if Errol Spence didn't avoid Bud for so long, him and Bud could have fought 2 to 3 times by now on some Fury Wilder shit. Could have made a whole bunch of money. And then Errol could have been a multi-division weight champ right now. He could have beat Fundora 5 years ago easily. He could have been a 160 champion fighting Lara, fighting Triple G, fighting Andrade, probably even fighting the Charlos, getting all types of money. But instead, he chose to avoid Bud, drink, get into car accidents, and it slowed his career all the way down. Now we see what we see now. It's just crazy how different things can be if one decision was made differently. If Errol Spence and Bud fought 5 years ago, boxing would be completely different. But yeah, since he waited so long, his chances of winning are slimmer now. And I'll stick to what I say. He's gonna lose to Fundora. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time, man.